Welcome to American Newsroom. Please subscribe to the channel and press the bell icon for more updates. It was a Tuesday morning just like any other. Quiet, unremarkable, the city slowly waking up as commuters made their way to work, unaware that history was about to be rewritten. But then, Wang Chuanfu, the visionary boss of BYD, stepped up to the microphone and dropped a bombshell that would echo around the globe. He announced that by 2028, BYD would stop selling cars directly to consumers, a move so radical, it seemed almost unthinkable. The car industry, built for over a century on the simple idea of selling cars to people, was stunned. Generations of tradition and business models were suddenly called into question. For the CEO of the world's largest EV maker to say, "We're not doing that anymore," was like Coca-Cola quitting soda, or Apple abandoning the iPhone. It was a statement that shook the very foundation of the industry. This wasn't a slip or a mistranslation. It was a calculated, deliberate move, delivered with the confidence of someone who knew exactly what they were doing. Phones rang off the hook in newsrooms and boardrooms worldwide. Journalists scrambled for details, while executives demanded emergency meetings. Was it a publicity stunt? A bluff to rattle competitors? Or was this the first shot in a revolution that would change everything we thought we knew about cars? The timing was brutal. Legacy automakers were already struggling with the EV transition, facing shrinking margins and mounting pressure to innovate. Now, BYD had just moved the goalposts, and maybe the whole stadium. The rules of the game had shifted overnight. This wasn't just about what powers the car, but about redefining what a car even is, and how people will interact with mobility in the future. The industry was left reeling, scrambling to understand the new rules, as analysts and engineers debated what this meant for the future of transportation. The game had changed, and nobody had the new playbook. Old strategies suddenly seemed obsolete, and uncertainty filled the air. Overnight, BYD had forced every automaker to question their future, their strategies, and even their very survival. The shockwaves were global, and the silence from competitors was deafening. Everyone was waiting, watching, wondering what would happen next. The automotive world would never be the same. A new era had begun, and there was no turning back. So, who exactly is BYD, and why is everyone suddenly talking about them? They're not some overnight sensation or a scrappy startup. BYD is a true powerhouse, with roots stretching back to the 1990s, when they quietly began as a humble battery maker in China. While most automakers were obsessed with perfecting engines and transmissions, BYD focused on mastering batteries, the very heart and soul of the electric vehicle revolution that was just beginning to take shape. Their first cars were often dismissed as cheap knockoffs, lacking the polish of established brands. But BYD didn't give up. They kept learning, refining, and improving with every model. Unlike most rivals, they built their own supply chain from the ground up, controlling everything from lithium mining to the final assembly of their vehicles. This vertical integration gives BYD a huge advantage, letting them build electric vehicles faster, more efficiently, and at a lower cost than almost anyone else in the industry. Today, BYD has even overtaken Tesla to become the world's top seller of electric vehicles, a stunning achievement that few saw coming just a decade ago. Their cars are now winning prestigious awards, earning rave reviews from critics, and showing up on roads in countries all over the globe as they expand at breakneck speed. No longer seen as mere copycats, BYD has become a true trendsetter, pushing the boundaries of design and technology in the EV world. Their strength is unmatched. They have the technology, the scale, and the financial muscle to try things that others can only dream about. So when Wang Chuanfu, BYD's visionary founder and CEO, makes a bold announcement, it's not a desperate gamble, it's a calculated power move. BYD now sees cars not just as products, but as platforms for a whole new world of digital services and connected experiences. When a company with this much momentum and influence decides to change the rules, the entire world sits up and pays attention. BYD is forcing the entire auto industry to rethink everything they thought they knew about the future of cars.
So, what's the plan? What exactly did BYD announce that's causing such a stir in the auto industry? Starting in 2028, BYD will stop selling cars to consumers altogether. That means, in just a few years, you won't be able to walk into a BYD dealership and drive out with a new car. Instead, you'll subscribe to BYD Mobility, a service, not a sale. Think of it as a membership, where you get access to a range of vehicles without ever actually owning one. No more buying a car. You pay a monthly fee for access to a fleet. You can choose the car that fits your needs whenever you need it. Need a city car for work days and an SUV for weekends? Swap with an app. The process is seamless, just a few taps, and your next ride is ready. Insurance, maintenance, and charging, all included. No more surprise repair bills or searching for charging stations. It's all handled for you. For BYD, this means steady, recurring revenue instead of one-off sales. Every month, payments come in, creating a more predictable business. They keep ownership of the cars, control the data, and manage the battery's second life. This gives BYD more control over the entire life cycle of their vehicles. It's a shift from selling products to selling services, like Apple or Microsoft, but with cars. The focus moves from one-time transactions to ongoing relationships. BYD is betting that future drivers will value convenience and flexibility over ownership. The next generation may not want to be tied down to a single car. No more hassles with repairs or depreciation. You don't have to worry about your car losing value or unexpected costs. The car becomes a service, tailored to your needs. You can personalize your experience, from the type of car to the features you want. It's a bold gamble, but BYD believes it's the future of transportation. They're not just changing how cars are sold, they're changing how we think about mobility. The industry is watching and worrying. Traditional dealerships and automakers are wondering how to respond to this radical shift. This isn't just a new business model, it's a new way to think about cars. It could redefine what it means to have access to personal transportation. The subscription era is coming. Are you ready for a world where you never actually own your car? The response from other automakers: silence, then panic. No one wanted to comment publicly, but behind closed doors, emergency meetings erupted. Analysts called it visionary, likening it to Netflix for cars. Recurring revenue, total control of the vehicle lifecycle. Analysts saw a masterstroke. Skeptics scoffed, arguing that car ownership is emotional, not just practical. They questioned the logistics. Can you really manage millions of swappable cars? Dealerships saw an existential threat and began fighting back, defending their role. The battle lines were drawn: old guard versus BYD's radical vision. The industry was officially on notice. For a century, the car industry ran on a simple model: build, sell, repeat. Automakers sold to dealers, who sold to you. After the sale, the relationship ended. This meant unpredictable revenue and little customer data. BYD's model flips this: ongoing relationships, direct data, and steady income. They're not selling cars, they're selling mobility. Through the app, BYD knows how, when, and where you drive. This data goldmine lets them refine services and design better vehicles. The old guard is built for manufacturing. BYD is built for tech and services. While legacy automakers struggle to bolt on tech, BYD is building a mobility empire atop its battery dominance. It's a clash of eras: slow, traditional giants versus a nimble, tech-driven disruptor. The industry's DNA is being rewritten. The question: can the old dogs learn this new trick? The stakes couldn't be higher. If BYD's gamble works, it could transform how we think about cars. Why own a car that sits idle most of the day, when you can subscribe to the perfect vehicle for every need? The subscription model removes barriers to EV adoption. No big upfront cost, no battery worries. Try the latest tech, swap models, and never worry about obsolescence. Shared fleets mean fewer cars, less waste, and more efficient use. BYD can manage charging and even use car batteries to help the power grid. Of course, questions remain. What about driving joy, car culture, or rural users? But for city dwellers, the convenience and savings could be irresistible. BYD isn't just selling cars, they're selling a simpler, smarter life. The future of mobility might be shared, electric, and on demand. What does this mean for the giants? Volkswagen, Ford, GM, even Tesla. Their empires are built on selling cars, not subscriptions. Switching to BYD's model isn't just hard, it's almost unthinkable. Ford's F-150, America's bestseller, as a weekend subscription. That's a seismic shift. Even Tesla, the disruptor, still sells cars for keeps. BYD's plan makes Tesla's direct sales look old-fashioned. Elon Musk's silence speaks volumes. Chinese rivals like NIO with their battery subscriptions now look conservative. BYD is all in, forcing every automaker to rethink their future.
ignore BYD and risk irrelevance, or follow and tear up your business model. The global auto industry is at a crossroads. The pressure to adapt has never been greater. What about you, the driver? In the short term, not much changes, but the future could look very different. Imagine no more haggling, no more repair bills, no more worrying about resale. For enthusiasts, it might mean daily commutes in a service car, with weekends reserved for passion projects. For many, subscriptions could make driving more affordable and flexible. The service adapts to your life stage: city car, family SUV, or accessible vehicle. The choice shifts from which car to buy to which service fits your needs. BYD's move signals a new era: cars as part of a connected, service-driven ecosystem. For most, it could mean less hassle and more freedom. The way we think about cars is about to change, forever. In the story of the automobile, a few moments have changed everything. Wang Chuanfu's announcement could be one of them. The conversation has shifted from horsepower to data, services, and recurring revenue. BYD is betting on a future where access trumps ownership. They're tearing up the old rulebook, aiming for the most seamless mobility experience. The road ahead is tough. Logistical, financial, and cultural hurdles abound. But even if BYD's plan fails, it's already forced the industry to confront a radical new idea. The complacency is gone, the debate is on. As of October 2025, the next chapter is being written in Shenzhen. It's a story of batteries, software, and bold ambition. Whether you're a petrolhead or a commuter, this is a moment to watch. The ground is shifting, and the race is on. The future of the car is being rewritten, faster than anyone imagined.